Hello and welcome to First Impressions, where normally we talk about an album we've never heard before and dig into it, give our thoughts. But today we're actually a little bit late to the party, but we're going to be talking about our favorite albums and our favorite songs of 2025. So we're going to dig into that. We're going to talk about songs first, and then we'll talk about our favorite albums. So
All
yeah,
right.
should be fun. I have lots of weird things that no one's heard of, and that's how we like it. That's how we like it around here.
That's how we like it around here.
And then we also made a Spotify playlist. So I will put that in the comments right now. So there's a Spotify playlist where you can hear our top songs. I put a few songs from each of the albums on there that I picked, and Dash is going to add those as well. So if you head to this playlist, you can check out the songs we're talking about today, kind of hear what this is, what these songs are all about, and yeah, hopefully find some good stuff, because that's the goal. My goal on this is always to kind of educate anybody on stuff they've never heard, and of course educate myself, because Dash has different musical tastes than I do, and he'll bring me into some new stuff. And one of his artists that I was kind of listening to earlier, I was like, ooh, I haven't heard them and I need to know more. So I like this. All right. So we're going to start with our top song. So we're going to start counting backwards at number 5. So what was your number 5 song?
Number 5. All of my songs come from these albums that we're going to be talking about tonight.
Okay.
Because I mean, I've heard some great songs. We listened to the new Taylor Swift from 2025. We listened to a couple of brand new ones. But when I boiled down to it, so I pulled up everything that's on my Spotify, and when I went through it, I looked, and it's from these albums.
Okay.
I
tried to do it differently. My goal was to pick 5 songs that were not on the albums. Not that the albums didn't have good songs, but I ended up with one overlap just because it is, I would have to say, when we get, it's my number 1 song, and it is my favorite song of the year. And even though it's on one of my top 5 albums, I'm like, all right, I got to overlap here. I tried not to, but in that case, I couldn't resist it. It's just too damn good. So in the end, it doesn't matter. We had no real rules besides, we're looking at songs that came out in 2025, and anything is fair game. And I don't think the Taylor Swift songs are going to make either of our lists. But honestly, I didn't see the Taylor Swift album on a lot of top lists from critics overall.
No, there wasn't.
It didn't really get showered with praise. It got kind of labeled as kind of a mid Taylor Swift album, and everybody's like, well, wait till album 13. That's the one that's really going to hit. And yeah, it reminds me, my daughter she's in an improv group at her school, and they were doing one of the improvs, and they're like, oh, Taylor Swift's new album, it's her 13th album, and they're talking about it. I'm like, damn it, they're wrong. It's her 12th album, and I hate that I know this, but I want to stand up like, you're wrong, it's her 12th album. But I did not correct the improv crew, but I was just laughing as I thought, I should not know that. I don't need to know that. But now I do know that. No, that was her 12th album, and everybody is wondering what the 13th album, because that's her lucky number or whatever. But when it comes out, we'll be there. We'll be covering it, and we will bring in reinforcements, because the two of us alone can't do it.
That is true. Now, can I give my what's the word I'm looking for? My honorable mention, though. Can I give that one away?
What's your honorable mention?
It is the Shaboozey song. I don't know if you guys have heard that, the bar song, bar song, Tipsy. I'm a country guy, and that's my honorable mention, because I did play that one quite a bit. But my number 5 coming in for me is from the band Deftones, Departing the Body. Like we were talking about backstage, Deftones, they've been around a while, and he's probably lost a step. He's not the Michael Jordan or the LeBron James that he used to be, but Departing the Body was so good. And I don't know if you want me to read some of the lyrics or not, but
go for it. Yeah, I mean, we have no rules today. You name a song you want to talk some lyrics.
All right, let me pull that up real quick.
So it's Departing the Body. I will make sure, or actually, you can make sure it gets added into our playlist so we can check that one out.
Yeah, that one will be. I today I was like, because it's been on my Spotify, and I listened to it a bunch of times, but I finally got to see the video a couple of days ago, and it's a really good video. But uh, it just I love this part. Racing through the light. Today we're going to taste beyond. Enchanted by what lies, what awaits our future. Realize as morning came, a brand new phase upon our movement is starting to change. We let the mod begin, and it's just you see this in the video really puts a whole brand new perspective on what it's like, and it's just showing the body and things going, like it's almost like they died, and you got the spirit coming out and things like that. It was a really good video. So
cool, yeah.
But you just you feel it's an emotional song. But I mean, this, who the Deftones are, so you got you got alternative metal, I guess is what you want to call it or whatever. But
new metal, I think,
new metal
where they got lumped in, but
they're
kind of different. I mean, I think more rappy with new metal, but it was kind of the one size fits all category. They threw anything in actually that'd be more 2000s, but Deftones, they're one of those bands for me where I know White Pony, I know that album pretty well. Chino Moreno was never a great live singer. That's the thing. I think this album is more truthful to what he sounds like, where I remember seeing them in concert even late 90s, early 2000s, and his voice was never that strong like you heard on the album. So now this album, it feels more honest to me, like what he would sound like if you went to see them in concert. You'd be hearing that voice, and you wouldn't be deceived thinking you were going to hear this perfect, pristine voice like you heard on White Pony and earlier.
See what I like.
I think I'm agree. I think, I like how he sounds now because it's honest and it's a good sound. I was just kind of playing through everything while I was cleaning up around the house. I was just playing stuff from your list, from my list, just really deep diving into this, and of course, by doing that, I made a change in the last minute. So one of my top 5 songs gets dumped. So I guess I'll give my honorable mention as well before we get started, because I had the song in the list and then I took it out because it was Addison Rae, Headphones On, and I like it. It's kind of it's got a breezy summer vibe to it. And if you listen to it lyrically, you can hear her talking about kind of when things are negative, she's burying herself in the music and kind of living in those headphones. And as someone who's had moments where it's like, okay, this music's going to be the only thing that keeps me sane right now. I love the lyrical content. She's talking about, okay, things didn't go well with my parents, but I put my headphones on, and it's just got this breezy summer vibe, and the video is just her riding a horse around. So I'm like, okay, it was on my list, then it got removed from my list because I found another song. I'm like, I just like that better. So sorry, Addison Rae, but since you got an honorable mention, we'll give her an honorable mention as well. All right, Ray, Happy New Year. We're talking songs we like today, so we won't have any bashing for this one. So
no bashing.
We'll be nice. So, all right. So that is your number 5. My number 5 was Dracula by Tame Impala.
Ooh.
So this new album, I was not very excited about. It was kind of an unimpressive try at EDM. But I thought that Dracula was it's just a good jam. I mean, it's got that head bopping quality. It still has enough of the psychedelic that he kind of started with. And that's what made me like Tame Impala, was their early psychedelic albums. And as they've moved through, they've incorporated more pop, but kind of kept those psychedelic roots, where this song, I think, still has enough of that where you can it feels like a proper Tame Impala song, but then you get some that are just dancey EDM songs, and Pitchfork annihilated the album. I don't think I hated it as much as them, but I did not love it. So I was, not impressed by the album, but I thought that this song is a great one. And I know that
Yeah.
The lead single from the album, and it worked for me. So yeah, that is my number 5.
Very nice.
All right. So number 4. What is your number 4 song?
The number 4 for me is the Irish Goodbye. Irish Goodbye by Jason Boland and the Stragglers. Dirt Country, Red Dirt Country. If you're from Oklahoma, Texas, you know exactly what it is. If you like cross Canadian ragweed and like that, but it's been a while since I've even had a Jason Boland and the Stragglers album or any song on my list, because I feel like it's all been the same. But it really stepped out of his shell on this album. And Irish Goodbye is it's time for an Irish goodbye. The reason would sound like a lie. They don't want to hear it. Caught up in the spirit. I'll wave to a few on the fly and leave with an Irish goodbye. If you know, let me pull up the actual meaning of the. Basically, it's just, the way I don't know what the real meaning behind it is. It's just leaving a social gathering without saying goodbye.
Okay.
So I think we've all done that. Where you've been at a party and you're just
the sneak out.
Yeah, the sneak out. You wait for that first person to say goodbye, and then you're out. But I love there's a lot of different people. Like there's a lot of different songs where Irish Goodbye has been sung. But yeah, it's this one was really good. It's just mostly on the melody though. It's really good upbeat country song, and yeah, I'm leaving, dude, and you just don't know when I'm leaving. So it's really good.
Yeah, and I had never heard them before, so I was playing them the first time. That was the first time I had heard this band at all today, when I was just kind of digging through. And yeah, it sounds good, and it sounds like older material is going to be their strongest material.
I tell you what, Pops, there is a song on there called High Times. It's right up your alley. I promise you, Pops.
So there you go, Pops.
High Times.
Check it out. All right. So my number 4 is, let me see here, because I changed it. It is Hollow by the band Kills Birds. So this band, they're a newer band, and they have this 90s throwback sound. So when I heard this song Hollow, it really just gave me feelings of the band Hum, Deftones, Smashing Pumpkins, little shoegaze, little sludge rock, and just a whole lot of 90s goodness. So even though they're a newer indie band, they're bringing that good 90s feel back. So I fell in love with this song. That I do every week. I listen to the NPR top albums that they do, All Songs Considered. And when I heard this song on All Songs Considered, it really hooked me. And it was one of those things where, it was Headphones On was on the list, and I heard that song, and I'm like, wait a second, I love that song. Never mind. So it stole the number 4 spot back. But it's a great one. If you're a fan of 90s rock, they do it justice without sounding karaoke. And it's just kind of all, you like Deftones, you're going to like this. It's got that same kind of thing with a female singer doing it all. So it is a good song. Check it out. It's in the playlist. We have it on Spotify, so you can check these out yourself, because if you haven't heard it, now's the time. Discovery. That's what this show is all about.
Absolutely. All right, number 3 for me, again, another Red Dirt Country, Turnpike Troubadours. These guys have been around since the dawn of Red Dirt Country, and it's called Heaven Passing Through. And I mean, the words tell you right there. But there's the sawmill lights. They shone so bright you could barely see the stars. But we caught a couple falling on a blanket in the yard. You're winding down from the late shift down at the nursing home. Feels so good to be up late pretending that I'm grown. Come back from the dark shadow, finally living in the here and now. No sign of a thundercloud following you. Don't take it personal. The world don't turn around you. Hold on to the moment like heaven's passing through.
Nice.
I love that. And again, you have to be from, you don't have to be from Oklahoma, but it's just that it's, a lot of, this is what real country is to me. Like, this is going back to what real country is, not the bro country.
Hmm.
You're hitting a lot of the 70s and 80s country vibes with these last two albums, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s with country
Hmm.
music. So I feel like we're getting back to some good old country music, and
Nice.
not no Morgan Wallen stuff, and
Hmm.
and what they have on country music now. It's just not it.
Yeah. So yeah, and this to me, it's new. Pretty much, the country realm is new to me, and Red Dirt Country. I think I got turned off by the pop country that
Oh,
was out there.
yeah.
And when people would say, "Oh, I'm listening to country," and I'd hear it, I'm just like, "Ugh, that's just twangy pop. I don't need that. I'm not going and buying a Britney Spears album. Why do I
Yeah.
want one with a country accent?" But kind of listening to the Red Dirt and things like that, it's a new discovery. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what they were talking about. Now I see. It's not
The-
just glorified pop music.
It's the tone, obviously the tone of the music,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no smoke and lights, and when they're on stage, they're just sitting on Jason Bourne would just sit on his daggone stool with a guitar and just go to town.
Nice.
And that's why it's fine, for rock and roll where they got the smoke and the lights and they're bouncing around on the stage. That's what you want.
Yeah.
And Lady Gaga and all them, that's what you want from them. But from country, you want them just, like I said, 70s and 80s, just stand there in front of the microphone and belting out a good tune. That's
just
what these
play.
guys,
Yeah. I mean,
play.
You go to Lady Gaga for the spectacle, and I went to her show, and it was a spectacle. I mean, it was a massively produced show with an army of trucks out there to put the production on. But there's something to be said about just a tour bus, and that's all you need. You don't need an army of trucks and a stage that's going to take 4 days to build. It's like,
Right.
You know what? Get up there, play your instruments, and move us that way. Because I mean, if you pay for one of those guys, you're not paying for the laser lights. It's
No.
You're not paying for the flying pigs and the river Styx boat that Lady Gaga was going on in her show. But there's something to be said about both. But I think the shows that really move me would be the ones like you're talking about, where it's just, you know what, you're standing there, you're playing your music, and you're just move me with what you have, not the show of it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's when I go to a country, I want to dance. When I'm going, I want to go two-step.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go, be out there dancing the two-step and listening to some good music. If I want those, like you said, if I want a spectacle, I'll go watch the Lady Gagas, or or back in the day, I'll go watch Aerosmith and them jump around the stage.
Yeah, I'm with you. So my number 3 is Snowcaps, and this one, the song Coast, but this song changed like 5 times just because I really like the album. It was this close to making my top 5, and Snowcaps is a collaboration between Allison and Katie Crutchfield. And if you know Katie Crutchfield, probably better as Waxahachie. That's her performance name, and it's kind of an alt country album. And they're twin sisters, and the harmonizing they do is just spectacular. And I was, the first time I played the album, I was kind of indifferent toward it, and then I went and saw their show, and it brought this album to true life. Just listening to the vocal harmonies that these two women do,
right,
really hooked me. So honestly, I could have probably picked any song from this album and just named it as the one, but this is a more rocking song compared to some of theirs that are more ballady, but it's the opener of the album, and it's just got this, it's got that good hook like we always talk about. It brings you in, and it's just talking about kind of that coasting, the driving songs and perfect road trip music. So it's one of those ones that I could have picked multiple songs from this album. The album definitely makes my honorable mention album, but I think it's just I came to it too late because I saw their show in December. So by then I had kind of already solidified my list. Right. So yeah, I love it. And they probably won't perform another album together for a while because Waxahachie is already getting right back into touring, and Allison Crutchfield is doing her own tour, but they just did this tiny little winter tour and it was spectacular. So yeah, it's well worth checking out. Great alt country album. So yeah, that was my
Hey,
number
so
3.
some of the alt country is rubbing off on you.
Yeah, it's popping in there. All right. So number 2.
Number 2 for me is, and this is a brand I'd never heard her before, or this band before, Wolf Alice. I'd never heard of them before, and I don't even remember where we're at. And it came on the song came on the. I think we were at a store, and the song came on the radio. And it's called Midnight Song, and it really is a cool song. It's I don't know the meaning behind it. I'm still working on that through, and it's not lyrically like long. And it just kind of repeats itself. But if you don't want the death of the party, hold the baton, perform the fee. I host what I know is a most wholesome home, but it's not forgotten the girl in me. Now, I just like that. It just, for whatever reason, that line caught that whole first pair or opening lyrics were fantastic. And it's again, it's not why it hits me so hard. I think the melody really gets you in there, but it's just, it repeats itself. But there's something to her. This song means something to her and the band. So I just thought it was a really good song. And trust me, there are probably 12 other songs better than that one, and I'm not gonna lie, but that's the one that really just grabbed me. And I mean, the whole album is fantastic, and we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Nice.
But like I said, there's 12 other songs that are probably just like, nah, those are better, and they probably are. But to me, this one was the one that just really hit me. It's something about that line. It's that, like I said, it's if you don't want the death of the party, hold the baton, perform the fee. I love that, and I'm just sitting there going, how can I make that into a book? That was literally my first thoughts when I was sitting there going, how can I make that into a book?
How do you write that into something? So my brother Brandon is checking in, and he's got a band. So once their album is done, we need to get him on this show, and we will have him interviewed. But he's going to be working on the album. So when it's done, we'll have him right on here, and he can tell us all about it. But yes, my number 2 is actually from one of the albums we covered this year, and that is I Know You Can Feel It by Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah,
so the Tron soundtrack, it had its moments. It was, the instrumentals were hit and miss. I thought some were good, some were kind of droney, and for the movie's sake, they were fine. But as songs, they weren't anything I'd listen to. But I Know You Can Feel It. This was, I'd have to say, my favorite new Nine Inch Nails song since maybe with Teeth. And it really felt like it belonged on The Fragile. And The Fragile is my favorite Nine Inch Nails album. So it would be right at home next to The Wretched, and just has that kind of that mid-tempo, slithery rhythm. And it's, I call it a serpentine rhythm. It just feels like it's a snake moving around. That bass is moving and pulsating. And it is my favorite new Nine Inch Nails song in years. And the soundtrack, the 4 songs from the soundtrack that were proper Nine Inch Nails songs, I thought were pretty good. But this one, I would say, was above average and just would be at home on a 90s Nine Inch Nails album.
Oh, absolutely.
And it almost made my number 1, but my number 1 came in with a bullet the first time I heard it. I was like, oh, never mind. That is the best song I will hear this year. And it hasn't been surpassed yet. So number 1, what's your number 1 pick?
But just to backtrack real quick. If we had gone top 10, that would have been in my top 10.
Okay.
That really was one of the best songs on that album, I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
Really was. My number 1 comes from 21 Pilots. I don't know if many people are familiar with them. I'm sure there are more people familiar with them than I am. But I heard this song, and it is just awesome. And it's called Downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll read you some of the lines that you can figure out. You'll know exactly what it's like or what it means. You can have all I've made and all I've ever known. You can have both my lungs if you ask me so, because I want to be the one after your own heart, and I might doubt the process like I doubted the start. So I'm begging, oh mercy, I'm begging, oh mercy. Downstairs, I feel better in the cellar. Down there, it's some shelter from the weather. I wear all my heart on my sleeve. I'll take what I believe, and I'm hiding it. I just love. Oh man, it's such a good song, and they're for they got that '80s synth pop
Mm-hmm.
Duran sound
Yeah, with some
and
rap.
with some rap, but that one didn't have so much rap in it, and it just really, man, it was such a good song, and I must have played that on, if I pull up my Spotify, 38 times.
Oh wow.
38
Yeah.
times I listened to that song. It's just so good. It's a really
Yes.
good song. And the heart where I think we can all attest that we've worn our heart on our sleeve once or twice in our lives.
I'd have to say, yeah. Hopefully, if you're living, you've worn it many times on your
Yeah.
sleeve. So, yeah, that's I need to listen to it, and
I mean,
that's
I
when
even have
you add it to the playlist. I'm excited to hear that.
I have a tattoo of my heart on my sleeve.
So there you go, always on your sleeve. I like that. All right, so my number one is the only overlap that I have between my albums and my songs, and that is Trinidad by Geese. So this song, the first time I heard it, I was playing a playlist and it just kind of jumped into similar music. And I
Yeah.
heard it, I was like, whoa, what is this? I love it. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard. And I don't know if you've heard it. We don't need to talk about the lyrics because the lyrics are not important.
The lyrics
It
are
just
dirty.
it's a I tried so hard, and then there's a bomb in my car, and it just keeps repeating it. And when he says there's a bomb in my car, they have these like banging drums and rhythms. So you have the cymbal crashing and the drums smacking, and it's just beautiful. I wept.
Yeah.
I heard that. I was like, holy shit, this is the song of the year. So sorry, Trent, but you did not sing about there being a bomb in your car. And it just grabbed me immediately. And I heard it and played it and played it. And I don't know how many times I played it, because then I was in the car and I was like, you have to hear this song. I'm playing it for my wife. I'm playing it for my daughter. I don't think anyone loved it as much as me, but I'm here for that. That was the greatest moment when I was out on a run and it played. I was like, holy shit, I had to stop my run, like the song, screenshot it so I didn't forget it, because I'm like, this is the song. And I heard Geese before. Geese was a band I've been listening to for a couple years because they've been out for a while. And they're one of these bands. I still haven't had a chance to see them live. I've had tickets to them twice, and I've had COVID twice, both times when I had tickets for Geese. So COVID has kept me away, and now there are possible tickets to get. So thanks a lot, COVID. Ruined my chance to see Geese before they would charge me $500 because their last tour, as soon as they kind of blew up, all of a sudden the resale tickets went through the roof. I'm like,
Right.
I'll wait. I'd probably catch COVID anyway, even if I bought the tickets on the secondary market. They're the COVID band, and yeah, they were opening for Spoon. That would have been a damn good show. So twice I tried, and twice I was denied. I eventually got to see Spoon again, but Geese, they'll be on my next year list. I'm sure they'll tour because right now they have all the buzz going. So it's time for a lucrative tour for them. So now we're going backwards, back to number 5. But now we are not talking about the best songs. But before we move into that, if you had a favorite song this year, drop it in the comments.
Yes, please.
And we will definitely check it out because I am here for new music. So if you had a favorite song that you heard this year, put it in the comments. Dash and I will check it out. So drop it in there, and we'll even add it to our playlist if you put it in the comments. So yeah, let us know, what was your favorite song this year, and why was it Geese Trinidad? Because that is the song of the year. Any song that the chorus is there's a bomb in my car, damn it, it's so good. You don't know, it's too good. All right. But now we're going backwards, and then you can also tell us when we're done with this what's your favorite album? What album moved you this year? What is the album that you go back to time and time again that you think in 10 years you'll still be pulling this one out and listening to it? We're going to start with our number 5. So what was your number 5 album this year?
I just want to give a shout out before, again, kind of it didn't make my top 10, but I want to give a shout out to Alice Cooper returning, and the entire original band returning for one of their it's been a long time since we've heard Alice Cooper. The album was Revenge of Alice Cooper. I just wanted, it's not an honorable mention per se. I just want to give a shout out because I never thought in a million years Alice Cooper would put another album out. So shout out.
Honestly, I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't know he did. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow. I had no clue. When you're saying that literal news to me that he even did it, because at his age, normally they're hanging it up. So good for him.
Yeah, so go check it out if you get a chance.
All right.
So my number 5 is the Deftones. Private Music is the album. Again, we call it whatever you want to call it, alternative metal. Just a really good album. I enjoyed. You brought it up. You brought up a good point, and how he sounded. Like I said, it's not his old stuff, but you can appreciate that he kind of came down. And Forbes. I've rarely seen a Forbes give a rating, and Forbes gave it a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
But it's very loud. It's very dynamic. Even Pitchfork was nice to it.
Wow. They didn't give it a 3.2 or something?
No. I don't get the exact. I couldn't find the exact Pitchfork. They just said it was luxurious and an evolved sound with ambient textures. That's what I have in my notes.
Wow.
With ambient textures. It's just very, very heavy, and it's emotional. Like if you go in there and listen to a lot of the songs, we know it's metal, but it's very emotional.
Yeah.
And the lyrics really, I think there's, I think we've done a lot of bands that have reunited or we did The Cure, we've done some other ones, and it talks about their lives and what they've gone through for a time. And I get that feeling with this album.
Yeah.
And but I mean, even though it's metal, you just get a lot of great balance. It's balanced. Let me just say that it's balanced. It's not just one way or another. It's very balanced on metal and the alternative elements that they can bring to it. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, they were always more melodic than a lot of the so-called new metal bands, and I think they were more melodic, very horny. I will have to say. I mean, if you listen to Deftones music, it's horny stuff, but I think that it's solid, and I'm definitely gonna check it out. And I checked. Pitchfork gave it a 7.6. And if you follow Pitchfork like Dash and I do now, that's high praise from Pitchfork.
Very high.
Give it like 4.2s and 3.1. So yes, when the album is out, we will have you on, Brandon. It'll be fun. Just go somewhere with some internet so you can actually do it. So it's something I will definitely check out, because honestly, with me and late career albums, I'm always so leery. I just don't end up listening to them. So it sounds like this Deftones one, I need to get on it, and I will. I mean, that's the thing. I'm going to be visiting all of these albums when we're done with the show. It's something I'm going to kind of pull out and really explore more, because I'm always looking for new stuff, and especially the Deftones I know will fit my I need a good song to run to category, because a lot of their older music I play when I'm running. So I'm sure this will fit the bill as well.
Somebody made a comment about loving the Deftones. Seeing them live was one of the most moving moments.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
Yeah, I've seen them live a few times back when they were in the new metal scene. I saw them play with Incubus. I saw them play, I think, with the Perfect Circle. I mean, I've seen them a few times, and then they're one of those ones that they do a show every year in California by Day of the Dead. It's called Dia de los Deftones, and last year's, oh my gosh, the lineup they had, it was Sunny Day Real Estate, it was Idols, and it was Deftones. I'm like, that's a freaking lineup right there, because Idols and Sunny Day Real Estate are two of my favorite bands, and then you throw Deftones in it, and that is one hell of a good show.
Yeah, and my mind,
so it must have been Tool. I don't know. I've seen Tool, Perfect Circle, Pussifer. I've seen all the incarnations of Maynard, so it's like which one it was. I guess it must have been Tool.
She threw up My Mind Is a Mountain, and that is a really awesome opening song on the album. And but like I said, this whole, my top 5, there's not, if we were doing our normal show, all 5 of these albums would have no skips for me.
Yeah.
So, but My Mind Is a Mountain was a fantastic opening song, so I appreciate you throwing that in there.
Yeah. So definitely we'll be checking that album out. So my number 5 is the weirdest thing I've heard all year, and I love it. And it is A Danger to Ourselves by Lucretia Dalt. She is a Colombian-born singer who plays extremely experimental music. And my thought when I was listening to this is there's a standard pop album hidden somewhere in this experimental masterpiece. But it got dissected by a mad scientist, stripped down to its barest elements, and what we listen to, all that's left, is the nightmare the mad scientist had the night he took it all apart. So give your couch metaphor for the day, because as I was listening to, I'm like, it's just like you can hear it's got some basic rhythms, but then they're pulled apart into such a wild way. And it's in English, it's in Spanish, sometimes at the same time, because she has her voice coming from the 2 different channels, and parts in English, parts in Spanish. It's got guest appearances by other singers as well. He sounds like Tom Waits, and this album, that's the closest thing I could equate it to, was a Tom Waits album, because it's got kind of that wild percussion and just you think you're feeling a song and then it changes on you, and it's just fractured rhythms, broken melodies, and complete beauty. I love it. I'm seeing her, I think next month I have tickets to see her, so I'm really excited to see how she does this in a live setting. How does she pull this weird experimental stuff in a live setting? And I've seen she has a drummer who drums sometimes, she has a guitarist, and it's just kind of these rotating people from the little bits I've seen on YouTube. So I'm excited to see this one, because it's just so strange. It should be completely amazing. So I'm here for that. So yes, I hope that you enjoy it. It's worth checking out. It's not a head bopper. You'll bop your head, and then it'll turn 180 on you. And it is a nightmare induced thing. And I think lyrically, I was trying to pull the Spanish lyrics into English, and it's from what the reviews I've read, it is more a personal album to her, but very esoteric and strange lyrics, which you'd expect nothing different when you hear this album. So my suggestion, listen to this one. You won't regret it, or you'll hate me, and that's okay. I've been hated before, and I think it's one of these ones that is going to polarize people. Pitchfork did love it, but they love weird shit. So I think they gave this one a pretty high rating, but Pitchfork, you can take everything they say with kind of a grain of salt, because
true.
They're going to hate something you love, and they're going to love something you hate, and everything in between. And they're going to give weird, 4.2s to albums. So yes, the Pitchfork Dewey Decimal System is real.
Yeah.
Right. So what is your number 4?
Oh, Jason Boland and the Stragglers, The Last Kings of Babylon. Again, Return to His Roots.
That's the wrong one. Sorry.
It's the brown. It looks like a brown.
The cover. Brown one. There we go. Here he is.
There you go. And yeah, return to his roots. Even I mean, that's what most of the reviews are even talking about. I mean, like it's been probably 20 years since I've really. I mean, I like Jason Boland, and he plays a lot of his old stuff when I've seen him, but there's just something about getting back to the roots of what made them who they are, or who he is, and the band is. And again, you just this is probably one of the best folk rocks, country and bluegrass mix, and all the lyrics are just fun, and you can get into all the lyrics. Like I said, Pops, there's even a song on there for you, Pops, called High Time. But some of the standouts to me, like I said, there's no skips on it. But some of the standouts to me are next to last, Hank Williams. Drive is a good one. Take Me Back to Austin. Take Me Back to Austin's a good breakup song, if you will. Irish Goodbye. Ain't No Justice. All of those are just really good standout songs. But literally none of the songs, if you're a Jason Boland fan, will have you skipping them. Now I don't know about you, Ed. You're a different raider when it comes to country. So there may be a couple, but
I'm a tourist. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm coming in. I'm gonna eventually stay for a little bit, but yeah, I mean it's not to say it would be no skips, but I think I played the first 2 songs from all of your album picks, and yeah, I like it. I like the bluegrassy vibe to it, and it's something I'll revisit later on. So yeah, I'll definitely be giving it a further listen.
Very good.
All right, so my number 4 is, let me get that up here. It is Shallow Water. God's Gonna Give You $1 Million, and this
Very
is
nice.
what
Please.
is considered dirt gaze. So it's kind of a little bit shoegaze, a little bit alt country, a little bit post rock, a little bit Americana, and this is just an immersive album. The songs are 6 to 6, 7, 8 minutes long, and it's just a mental trip through the back roads of a desolate landscape. I mean, dirt gaze is a perfect name for it. It just, you feel the dirtiness, you feel the desolation of this album as these songs just kind of move through, and it's a really solid album. I mean, a no skip one for sure, and it's kind of giving you this, like I said, it feels like a tour through a dirt road in the back country, and they're based in Texas, and hopefully we'll be having them on the show soon. I reached out to them because this album actually came on when one of my other albums was playing. So I had finished playing my number 3 album, and on Spotify, when you finish an album, it basically turns it into that artist's radio. And it
Yep.
picks similar songs, and the first song that came on was by Shallow Water. I was like, oh damn, this is really good. And I then dug into their stuff and reached out to him, and yeah, I just was talking to him today, so we should have him sometime in January. We'll have some of the members from the band on the show to tell us about this album and kind of dirt gaze, if that's do they like that, kind of like the bands that got labeled emo? They didn't want to be called emo. We talked about it on our Susie and the Banshee show. She got labeled goth, didn't want to be called goth. So is dirt gaze, do they take it as a compliment, or do they say like, oh, that bullshit category? But it's kind of this new movement of kind of alt country, shoegaze, and the more hardcore stuff kind of coming together. So we'll see if that's something that, do they embrace it, or do they shake their head and say, oh, this is ridiculous? It's hard to say, but we can ask the source, so that'll be great.
I'm excited. I'm excited about this one. I was just doing some reading on it while you were talking, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good album, and like I said, it just came on completely by accident. I had finished playing the album that, like I said, my number 3, the Wednesday album, and after that, it put a song by them, and I was right there. I was hooked from the start. So yeah, it's a great album. We'll be talking about it more in depth, one way or the other. We'll be talking about it more in depth. But yeah, it's well worth your time. Check it out. I can not recommend it highly enough. I'm hoping you've heard of none of these albums I'm talking about and you go seek them out, because
Yeah,
that's my goal. Because on our show, I try to get a little bit more, mainstream, but now when it's my top 5, it's like I don't listen to a lot of mainstream throughout the year, so it's going to go into my weird tangents, and that's why I got 350 categories of music that I listen to.
Right.
All right, so number 3. What is your number 3 pick?
Number 3 for me is the Turnpike Troubadours, The Price of Admission. First of all, I just love the cover. That is a kick with all the animals on it.
Yes,
really
I like it.
But yeah, I loved it, but I didn't look up any of the critical or media reviews until later today,
Mm-hmm.
and I can totally agree with this. One of the reviews is saving country music, and that is the best way to put it. It is there. It's them, but they added a little bit of new music or tones to it. But it's still red dirt country.
Okay.
But it's the lyrics are all fantastic. I read you some of them earlier from Heaven. Just so good. I mean, most everybody's got it 85 or higher. I would probably put it to in the 90s for me, like 95, because like I said, we're saving country, and this is that album that will do it.
Nice.
And I guess, don't get me wrong, if you're a bro country fan, that's cool. If but this is, when I said at the beginning, these 2 albums that I just talked about, Jason Bourne Last and this one, they really brought country at least back to where I can listen to country music in the 2020s.
Yes.
And the story, they're always praised for their storytelling, and that's what a lot of these On the Red River, Heaven Passing Through, like I said, The Devil Plies His Trade, What Was Advertised, that is probably one of the best lyrical songs on there. Leaving Town, kind of a tribute to Woody Guthrie, and A Lie Agreed Upon, all just really really good. And so it's, again, if you're into the red dirt country, and you like the Turnpike Troubadours, this is one of their best albums ever.
Okay.
And I love all of their albums, but this is probably, if I were to rank it now, this would be number 2.
Okay. I like that. And they are brand new to me. When you were telling me your 5, I thought, okay, I've heard of Deftones, I've heard of 21 Pilots, but these, the country ones were brand new, and I listened to a few of the songs, and I'm like, okay, I can feel this, because I'm definitely not a fan of pop country, not a fan of bro country. I can pass on both of those, but this is, the red dirt, as you're calling it, I can definitely get the appeal of that, and something I would listen to on purpose, not just, I'm passing through and let me get out of this store before I have to hear more of this song.
Yeah, you will. I think, again, red dirt is very acquired taste. So, I mean, even some of the country purists don't like red dirt, but if you like I can't remember, I think it might have been Uncle Swifty or somebody that requested Cross Canadian Ragweed.
Yes.
So this will be right up Uncle Swifty's alley, I think. Yeah.
And I told Uncle Swifty, he wants us to play that album. He needs to actually tune in.
Right.
Like, prove to us you're actually going to listen. We're going to pick your album, and you're not even going to listen. We had all these requests, and nobody was listening to their requests. So make a request and actually come and be here for it. So, yes, Uncle Swifty, we will get to you if you're out there, but we'll see. But yes, my number 3, sticking with the kind of dirt gaze, this is the band kind of considered the beginners of this dirt gaze. So Uncle Swifty is here. So there you go. All right. See, so you have checked in. Your album will be moved to our list, but we actually have 2 bands coming on in the next couple months. So those take priority. I'm really excited about that. One of them we talked about earlier, and this is Wednesday is the name of the band. The album is called Bleeds, and it is kind of considered in that dirt gaze category, but this one they gave them the category of creek rock. They kind of deem themselves creek rock. And is it alt country? Yes. Is it sludge rock? Yes. Is it hardcore? Yes. It's all of these things. So I call this album an all of the above album because it's got a little bit of everything. I mean, she does a straight hardcore song where she is just screaming hard and, you know, you would be ready for the mosh pit. She does some songs that are just straight country. They are acoustic country. She does some that are more alt country. She does some sludge rock songs, and it's just an album that moves through a whole spectrum of musical styles where if you're in a music store and you hear this album playing, you're going to assume that you're hearing different albums because this is the kind of album be like, oh, that was really good. What one is this now? Oh, that's Still Wednesday, because it is really just all these different music styles. Carly Hartzman is the singer. She's telling these wild stories and exploring kind of desolation of growing up in a small town in the South and kind of what it's like being a teenager who's bored in the South. And yeah, this one I gotta get the lyrics because it is my favorite lyrics of all time. It's let me see. I gotta dig them up because yeah, it's Fish Pepsi is the name of the song, and I just laughed because it says we watched a Fish concert and Human Centipede, two things I now wish I had never seen. I was like, those are the best lyrics of all time. So yes, they're not deep, but I just got a really good laugh. I'm running to that one and I just started laughing out loud. I'm like, all right, I look like a freak as I'm laughing at these lyrics. So okay, so you're gonna listen to Dash's picks. All right, you're afraid of my picks, see? Uncle Swifty can't handle the experimental.
I'm into this one. I'm into this one you're talking about. I'm gonna call it the Spotify album because Spotify gives you 572 different genres.
Yes, creek rock. There's your new one for that, and it's also kind of in the dirt gaze. The first album that they put out, their last one was Rat Saw God, and that's what kind of started that the dirt gaze category. But yeah, I mean it's equal parts everything. I mean it's kind of starts off more rocking and then it goes into a straight country song where you get oh gosh, so yeah, now I'm losing all my thoughts on this one. But yeah, it's literally multiple genres all in one, and you'll think you're listening to different albums, but you're not. It is just a little bit of everything. It is great. And what Dash and I were talking about backstage is we can pick one album each from this list, even though we've heard it, and we'll play it. We'll do it for the show. So I think Wednesday is the one I would pick for Dash's sake because I think it's something he'll end up really liking. So yeah, check this one out. It's a little bit of everything, and it is a great listen. All right, so we're ready for number 2.
Number 2 is 21 Pilots, Breach. This is just a really good, like I said, synth pop, indie pop, pop rock, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Just really good little album. I got Duran Duran vibes, and they rap, and so I got a little bit of, I don't know, Linkin Park a little bit out of there, the way that they do some of the things. I thought it was really good. Critically wise, though, it didn't do it was kind of mixed for the most part.
Yeah.
I thought it was very, it was very mature, if you, as far as the songs go. But I just enjoyed it. It's a fun little, it's a fast album. I think it was like 40 minutes long. Even with 13 songs, it wasn't very long. Yes. But City Walls, it opens up really good with City Walls. Just a popping good opener. Drum Show is a funny song. you just get to it. Like we already talked about, Downstairs, one of the best songs I've heard all year long. It was my
Mhm.
number one. And then Robot Voices, really good. And Intentions, the last song, the closer, really good.
Mhm.
So, um, again, a mixture of everything as far as synth pop and 80s pop goes. Great vocals. They harmonize well. They do great things. This is like, I don't know a whole lot about 21 Pilots. Like I said, this
Mhm.
was really kind of my first introduction to them. But that song Downstairs was beautiful, and they made a fan out of me. So I really
Okay.
enjoyed them, and just I want to listen to more of their library. You think you said your daughters listen to them, or
Yeah, they
yeah,
were listening to him around the time of the first Suicide Squad when
yeah,
they had songs in that one. So they were both fans. My oldest was more so a fan. So yeah, that I know their first. I don't know if it's their first album, but the one that was out with Suicide Squad, and yeah, it's enjoyable. And this one, I looked. Pitchfork gave it a 6.2. So that's in Pitchfork terms, that's not terrible.
it's not terrible.
They're saying it's chaotic, goofy, maximalist pop rock.
That is what
The-
it is. That is exactly what it is, and that's what makes it good, because I can go to. Don't nobody out there take this as a shot or anything. Everything seems the same. You got Taylor Swift, you got Billie Eilish, you got all these people that sound the same. Their sounds are the same. They sing the same songs. Uh, but this was fun. This was, again, that's why I liked it. It was chaotic. It wasn't your normal uh, top 40 band crap that they're playing over and over on the stations.
yes.
This was a good album, and I don't mean any disrespect to the Taylor fans or to Billie Eilish fans or anything like that, but it's all the same. I want something new, and I felt like I got that from this album.
Yes. And I can guarantee none of mine are top 40 pop music. So yes, if you want something out of the box, you can get this is a little more in the box, or you could take mine and get way out. So yeah, Stressed Out, that was
Yes,
the one that my daughters started listening to, and that's kind of was my introduction, and it's a really good song. So yeah, Pitchfork gave it a 6.2, but the things they're saying are pretty, I mean, they're not rude, and that's the thing with
no,
Pitchfork.
they're
you
not
you,
rude.
you kind of look into it, and if they don't like something, kind of like the Black Keys album we covered, when they don't like it, they really don't like it. And like the newest Tame Impala, they were just destroying it. Where this one, their description is not an insult. It's if that's what you're here for, then it's going to be a perfect album. So yeah, they seem to have generally nice things to say about it. And I guess a 6.2 is like a Rolling Stone 3-star, which is generally considered a decent album. So
Yeah.
that's where it stands. And by Pitchfork standards, there, I mean that, for example, Lucretia Dalt, they gave an 8.5. That's the kind of thing they give high ratings to. The shit that no one can listen to but me. So it's like your Tom Waits meets Sonic Youth. That's when they sign me up, and that's when Pitchfork gives
Well,
it an 8.5 in Best New Music.
I sometimes I think there's somebody at Pitchfork that just hates everybody, but they're as
Yeah,
long as you know.
that's like that beautiful Onion article. Pitchfork gives music a 6.2.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just love to not like things, and I still read their reviews because sometimes they're pretty funny, but yeah, in general they don't like a lot of things. But my number two they did like, and that is Getting Killed by Geese. So we're coming back to Geese, my only overlap one, and this album is just crazy. So it's if you've listened to kind of the top 10 list of all the critics and podcasts, it's on all of them, and
Yeah.
it's there for a reason. It is just a weird, crazy album. It's got unconventional song structure, it's got driving percussion, surreal lyrics, and if you've heard Cameron Winter's voice, it's such a strange and unique voice, but it works. It's one of those things where he wouldn't go win American Idol, but for what he's doing, it's just perfect. And the surprising thing to me is that it got as popular as it did, because it is not a straight ahead pop album. It's got songs that kind of flip in the middle. One of the songs is literally "There's a Bomb in My Car" is the chorus of it, and it's just a wild, unorthodox approach to pop music that somehow resonated with people and made every critic's top 10 list. So it's one of those ones where you wouldn't have expected it to be on any of these lists when it came out, but it found TikTok fame, which is now, that's the biggest thing you can do. And I guess the weirdness of it worked for the TikTok kids, and that brought this album into higher stratospheres. And when I'm looking at top lists of different albums, it's on so many of them, and I can't disagree. It's one of those things where I'm just angry that I caught COVID twice and missed seeing Spoon and Geese together, because that would have been good. But oh well, they will play again, and I will hopefully not catch COVID.
Right? True.
Because it wasn't even, if I was that like no symptom COVID, I'd have slapped on a mask and gone. But that was when I was wrecked with the fever, and even my crazy self was like, nope, I'm sitting this one out. I think I did try to get off the couch for one of them. I was like, I can't miss this show again. And April's like, sit your ass down, you're weak, man. I'll pummel you. And at that point, I couldn't outrun her, so back to the couch I went. Yes, Dr. Davis with a baseball bat at the door, like, you're not leaving this house, sir. I know you don't want to miss it again, but you will be missing it a second time. All right, that brings us to our number one. So, what is your number one pick for 2025?
Listen, I don't know. I rarely give new artists or an artist that I haven't really heard the time that I probably should give them. Because sometimes I'm stuck in my ways. But Wolf Alice, The Clearing, is by far the best album I've heard all year long. Just fantastic music, very 70s. So that's probably why I like it. It's very 70s soft rocky. And her vocal, man, she's got some very phenomenal pipes. That's probably the best thing about the album is her voice. Ellie Roswell is her name, if you guys are wondering. Just very good. A great song, great lineup. From the start, Thorns is a great opener. Bloom Baby Bloom is a good one. Leaning Against the Wall, White Horses, very good song. And it closes off just as good. There's not a song on there that I disliked. In fact, I even told Amber, I said, Amber, this is probably an album that you would like. We know what Amber, she's a very, yeah, we know what Amber's like.
Our resident Swiftie.
Yeah, our resident Swiftie.
Our second resident Swiftie. Sorry, Uncle Swiftie. You'll always be number one.
But The Sofa closes it out. Great song, great lineup. Her voice just, again, I don't know how I got really involved in this one, but it's one of those, like I said, that Midnight Song just captured me. And I'd heard that song, and from then on, I was like, I need to know. Her voice sounds phenomenal. And a lot of their videos look like they did it for TikTok. Like it feels like it's not like Hollywood produced or anything. It just, but they're really good. They're really good videos that go with them. And it's like they had an iPhone and just went around and spliced a bunch of videos together. But it's good. That's what I really, because I listened to it on Spotify, then I went to YouTube because I wanted to see the videos. If they had any videos, and they did, and I liked it. Just nice. It's really cool. Just a fun album, and probably again, like if Yacht Rock was not a thing, this would be Yacht Rock, in a way. But like I said, it's you could hear some of the ABBA vibes, and like I said, some of the '70s soft rock inspiration in this album. But it's all up to date. You're not going to go, oh, that is 70s, and I'm going to disregard it. No, it's got those vibes in it, but it's all up to date. It really flows. The entire album flowed for me. Like At no point was I ever ooh or no. I could sit and listen to her sing all day. That's how good she really is.
Yeah, I listened to the first two songs because that's what I was doing, and I was definitely the voice was what grabbed me.
Yeah.
She has a phenomenal voice, and I definitely want to explore it more, and we will. We'll decide which ones from this list we want to explore further. But now I'm curious, what's the Pitchfork Dewey Decimal on it?
They
So let's see.
probably 4 point because they don't. Me and Pitchfork don't get along.
Yeah, you never know though. They have their moments. So let's see. For the clearing, they gave it 7.3. So there you go. So it says that with producer Greg Kurstin, the UK rock band leans into punchier pop arrangements with a hint of 1970s nostalgia.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You could hear. I mean, no kidding. You could. I didn't even know Pitchfork wrote that, but you could hear the '70s vibes.
They agree with you. So yeah. You and Pitchfork are aligned. I mean,
wow.
Numbers aside, all the ones that you've done, I mean, they probably don't review any country unless it's, alt country Wilco or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But in general, Pitchfork, we have disagreements, but I think of the ones that we have on there, Pitchfork, the ones they did review, Pitchfork didn't shred up. I mean, if nothing else, they didn't destroy it, which you call that a victory in the Pitchfork world.
Yeah. Coming after you.
Yes. All right. So my number one, we're going back to one that we covered earlier this year, and that is Jolie-led Creatures. And this one, we covered it earlier. We had Clinton St. James in the studio with us. He was talking about the album and its art and kind of really digging deep into it. But this one, kind of like the Geese song with Trinidad, the first time I heard it, I thought, all right, 2025, your move. Let's see if you can top this album. And it was another one I discovered through NPR. I discover a lot of music that way. I play their New Music Friday I play it Sunday when I'm going on my long run. First half of my run, I'll listen to the podcast. Second half, they do a playlist every week for it. And I listen to the playlist. And the first song I heard from this one, it got me hooked in there because you have this album. It's post-punk, it's electronica, it's folk, and it's got all the while, it's got this spaghetti Western post-apocalyptic storytelling vibe that's going on to it. You have Holly, the reoccurring character who's moving throughout it, and every single song is a duet between Nina Nastasia and Clinton St. James, and it's just an amazing work. I mean, it's a no skip album. We talked about it in depth. I will put the link to that episode. I'll add it as a tail at the end of this episode, so you can go back and listen to it because he talks about, we talked to him about the track listing because it is a beautifully sequenced album, and we've heard ones that aren't, and we will definitely call them out if they're not. But this one, it's got a little bit of everything, and it's just a great album. We both really enjoyed it when we listened to it. So it made my number one spot. But really, this list, I loved them all. I mean, I could switch them around, and there's no particular order, but this was the album that grabbed me. I think it came out earlier in the year, which made it so it kind of solidified its spot faster, where some of these albums I discovered much later, like the Wednesday album, I discovered that one, which led into the Shallow Water album. So those two kind of moved into one another. And it was a good year. And I one of the podcasts I listened to they said a good thing, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact quote. They said, if you think it was a bad year in music, it was just a year you weren't looking. And I'm thinking, I like that. That's definitely true, because sometimes you got to dig under the surfaces. I'm the guy who digs under the rock looking for the worm, and there's a lot of good worms to be found, but you just got to keep digging under those rocks because they're not going to be sitting there on top of the rock just waiting for you. You got to dig around, and that's the beauty. Dig around and you'll find the great stuff that's out there.
Absolutely. And that was one of the things when you were talking about the sequencing of the songs, that was one of the things that we talked with him about the way that we just felt like it was perfectly numbered in the way the songs were done.
Yeah.
like
And
from
he
start
said,
to
yeah,
finish.
they worked very hard on that. It wasn't just, we have all these songs, we threw them that way. It's like, no, they spent a lot of time putting it together, and it shows. Where someone you listen to and you think, did you even think about the sequencing, or did you just say, here's the songs and that's that? So, yep. Yes,
We talked about that.
we have discussed this. We discussed it backstage,
Yeah,
and I did not
backstage we did.
say Led Zeppelin sucks. Their last two albums, I will say. And now I think Coda was just a B-sides and kind of unreleased album, so those don't even count.
That's funny
But
that he
yeah,
said that.
In Through the Outdoor, like I said, next time you see me, you can have it, and you better be pumping that. You better be fucking playing that Swift album every day. That is, you wanted it. It is now your jam. I hope you enjoy it.
So funny, Uncle Swifty. We were real seriously. We talked about that backstage before the show kicked off. That's funny. Yeah, but I would. This was my number. I told you when we were discussing. I said there was going to be one from this year, or one that we did on the show. This almost made it. I mean, it was in there, but I mean, I had to go back, and this flip flopped with Deftones quite a bit, just back and forth for me. But I love this album. It came in number 6 for me. It really is a fantastic album, and it was really cool to have them on the show and get to discuss this album in person. And so, yeah, I wish if they're watching, it made number 6. It just missed by a couple of songs. It really did. So.
That's all right. They're my number 1. They got to they maintained their spot because it did come out earlier in the year, so they got the spot early. But there's a lot of music to come out, and it stayed there. Geese is a great album, and honestly, I could interchange Geese and Wednesday as 2 and 3. I think when I wrote it up, I had Wednesday at number 2, but I said them first, so I talked about them first. But yeah, I mean, these numbers, they're all irrelevant. All right.
Don't let Amber see that.
So you can be giving it back then. Like, never mind, sir. I'm regifting this album to you. So
it's a regift for next Christmas.
Yeah. So next Christmas, I'll be holding it back in my collection again. So, or I'll see it. I'll see Uncle Swifty with an eBay auction selling it used on eBay. Just split it with me, all right? We go 50-50 on the eBay profits.
Word.
All right, so that is it. There are our top 5 of the year. So we'll just kind of go through. I don't remember our order, but we had, let's see, number 5 from Dash was the Deftones. Number 4, well, go ahead and tell us your top 5 again. So
my top 5 are Deftones, and then coming in, what is? God, I got here. Deftones, and then you got Jason Bourne and the Stragglers. Deftones was Private Music. Jason and the Bourne and the Stragglers. The Last Kings of Babylon coming in number 4. Turnpike Troubadours. The Price of Admission coming in at number 3. Number 2 for me was Reach by 21 Pilots. And last and not least, the number 1 for me, Wolf Alice, The Clearing. I think you guys would like all of those. If you're, if you're as eclectic and as, outside some of the box, for at least for me, there was 3 of those were outside the box.
Yes.
So, well, I shouldn't say outside. I listen to a lot of music, but really pulling them in, I would say, is outside the box for me.
Yes. All right. So my number 5 was Lucretia Dalt, A Danger to Ourselves, a wild nightmarish journey that is just beautiful and strange. And like I said, it's the mad scientist dissecting it, and that's the nightmare he had after pulling apart her perfect pop album. My number 4 was, where was that at? See, now I'm trying to remember. Number 4 was Shallow Water. God's Gonna Give You $1 Million. Number 3 was Wednesday Bleeds. Number 2 was Getting Killed by Geese. And number 1, Jolie Led, Creatures. So yeah, a good year of music, and now we're ready for 2026. See what it's going to bring for us. We have, like I said, we have 2 bands set to be coming on. We have Goon out of California. That's a dream pop band. Really good stuff. We have them coming in February 4th. And then sometime this month, we're working out the deal. We'll have Shallow Water coming in and telling us, is Dirt Gaze a compliment or an insult? I'm always curious about that. If like the interview's over, how dare you say Dirt Gaze? I'm out. So hopefully not. But next week, we are digging in to something that was a giant phenomenon last year, and that is K-pop Demon Hunters. We are going to be covering on Critical Affection. We'll be talking about the movie on Monday night, and we'll be talking about the album on our Wednesday show. So next week, Dash and I will be forced to watch K-pop Demon Hunters and give our assessment. And will Dash live in the role of the angry balcony?
Yeah, he's gonna.
Will he be in that seat?
I got a feeling I will be. Listen, I was in Korea when K-pop. I feel like when K-pop started back 26, 27 years ago. And so this is all, it's finally made its way over here, and it's annoying.
All right. Well, Dash is already, he's already primping the chair. Like, all right, I'm already just going to walk up to the balcony and prepare for this. And Uncle Swifty's already not here for it.
He said, no, I'm with you, Swifty.
Yeah, he gave his final Darth Vader no. So Swifty's not here. Dash isn't here, but we're here anyway, whether we want to be or not, because it's such a phenomenon. We can't skip covering it. I mean, we've covered 2 Taylor Swift albums, for goodness sake.
I mean, true. So.
Why not K-pop Demon Hunters? So we're going to be covering that next week. And on Saturday, we will be on live back with Saturday Morning Comic Talk. Dash will be here, and we're going to be talking about our triumphs of 2025 and our great plans for 2026. And also, what are we looking forward to in pop culture in 2026? What albums, what movies, what TV shows are we most excited about? So we'll be here on Saturday. You can tune in for that. And then next week, we'll be covering K-pop Demon Hunters. And until then, have a great night. Tell us your favorite album. Tell us your favorite song. Drop it in the comments. Please. So we can check it out. We will add your favorite songs into our playlist, which is in the link, and we'll put it into the link again after the show ends so that you can find that, listen to it, and we will add your songs to it as well. We're not discriminating. If you had a favorite song or album last year, we will definitely explore it, because above all else, we're here to find new music. That's the passion of this show, and we are here to find what you have. So have a great week, and we will see you next week when Dash begrudgingly covers K-pop Demon Hunters.
All right. See you guys later.
See you later.
If you missed the live viewing of any Madness Entertainment Group production, you can find all our content on Roku or as a member of this channel. We'll see you next time on the Madness Entertainment Group.